Daddy said, oh,
Sorry about that. All right. Welcome to our class all about fitness and weight loss. My name is Ashley Diet. I'm a Diamond with Young Living if I've not yet met you. And I will say it's interesting because I love this topic because personally, my passion is for just helping people get healthy in a toxin free way and a way that's lasting changes. So that makes me so excited to share with you all. And I will say, I know they're on here, but not I'm like, is anyone on video? Probably not. But that's all right. Laura and Chrissy were telling me the major topic, especially for those of you in South Africa, because it is basically bikini season there and you're ready to go on vacation, holiday, and you might need to wear, maybe not a bikini, maybe a one piece. Maybe you need to wear something that's going to show more skin than the sweaters that we all hide under in the winter. And just kind of laughed at that because I'm like, dude, this is funny. Because for me, it's like puffy vest season. I have on like 5 shirts right now because it was 28 degrees here today. So that is a huge, but what's also huge is with the new year coming up, a lot of people are going to have health and wellness goals that are focused on their physical health. So this is a class about physical health. And I am so excited that Annalie has amazing testimonials. I was hoping she could share some today with me. So I'm going to teach basically like teaching styles. She's going to share a testimonial, a couple actually at the end from stuff she's experienced. And then what I want you to do is take action. So I will give you what I mean by take action is I want you to choose a pathway where you're like, this is what I'm going to work on. This is what I'm going to work on. And you're going to take action simply by getting started. There's a few different ways to get started. Starter kit if you do not yet have one. And also if you're already a member, it's just some things you can add and changes you can make to your lifestyle. And again, I am not a doctor. I'm not here to treat, diagnose, prescribe, or cure, but here for educational and informational purposes only. I'll be sharing tons of information that's personal testimonials. I cannot give you prescriptive ways or share a lot of other people's testimonials, but I can share information in the best way possible for me. And I am going to be inclusive of a lot of our product lines. Several of the things you may not have in your market yet, but it will be way more focused on what you have on hand as far as the basics and how to use them, supplements and oils. So the reason I love fitness is I will tell you, it is what makes me go every day and have energy and vitality. It's great for your cardiovascular system. It's great for your lymphatic system. And it's actually known to strengthen your mind and be an anti-aging mechanism and help with collagen production. So like there's all the physical reasons why and all the emotional reasons why, if you're not moving, what's actually defined as a healthy level of activity or exercise is 30 minutes a day with your heart rate like at a zone 4, which means your heart rate's going to be really up there. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So a casual walk around the block is really not going to count as cardiovascular fitness. And if you're someone who you're like, I can't do that, Ashley, my physical body doesn't allow me, you just do the best you can. But if you are able and you prefer not to, I want to encourage you 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, your heart rate needs to be up high. So for me, zone 4 is really high. I mean, I do a lot of cardio, but I mean, it's high. It's like 155 to 165. So that's pretty high. And that's from going from like a resting heart rate of 50. So that's like up. Usually rule of thumb is like you're going 90 to 100 above your resting heart rate to get that health protected benefit of your body, detoxifying, cardiovascular system strengthening, lymphatic system, which is your second circulatory system, right? It's what circulates your lymph through your body, gets rid of viruses, bacteria, toxins. And that is why I promise I'm going to pair these together. A lot of people who are doing fitness activities and are not able to lose weight, there's a lot of blockages in your lymphatic system and a lot of blockages, honestly, just at the cellular level with communication and release of toxins. Those toxins could be a physical toxin that's stressing your cells. Those toxins could also be an emotional toxin that's blocking your body from releasing weight that it needs to in order to not just survive, but thrive. Young Living is the oldest and most well-respected essential oil company in the world. We were the first company in the world to infuse our supplements with essential oils that are again, therapeutic grade, going to be very high quality, a lot of rigorous standards. We own and operate our farms throughout the world. And the farms that we don't own and operate that we partner with, we actually have them at the same level of quality that we do the ones we own. We employ local communities to work those farms. We make sure that's a beyond the organic process. And it is really something that I treasure and I don't take for granted as I use these oils and supplements every day. So I want to ask you, have you ever felt like you're in a rut? Have you ever felt discouraged? Have you ever wondered what motivates you? Have you ever like thrown your hands up at it and been like, I'm just going to stay this way? And, I'm not my priority. I'm taking care of an aging parent or a child, or I'm busy working. I'm juggling multiple things. I just want to ask you that. You can comment in the chat or in for the replay in the comments below. But just want to ask you this. So all of us have 48 half hours a day. Half hours. Most things I do don't take me an hour. They're half-hour chunks. So like to take supplements, honestly, it might sound silly, but it kind of is a half-hour chunk because I am doing what? I'm actually taking the time to plan out the supplements. I'm pouring them out of the bottle. I'm getting water, and then I'm doing the same for my family. So that's a half-hour chunk. So for me, for fitness, you can think I'm crazy, and I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with three of those half-hour chunks, right? So I'm okay with that because to me, that's the level in which I like to do fitness. But for you, if you're listening and you're like, this is overwhelming, you could take 1 half-hour chunk and do your fitness and your weight loss, which is really your nutrition management, in 1 30-minute chunk a day. And hopefully this will tell you a little bit about how. First tip, half-hour chunk. Decide what half-hour chunk works. If you were doing a half-hour chunk at 4:30 p.m., you better have your walking shoes on, your water ready, and you're ready to go. And you're taking your supplements, you're applying oils maybe to your belly for cellulite, you're going on that brisk walk, you're coming home, and you're like, I am amazing, refueling with Ningxia Red. But you have to allow yourself to have that time and carve it out. Second thing I want you to do is find an accountability partner. So this is so key. It is clutch. Especially if you want to kick an unhealthy habit, replace it with a healthy habit. You have an accountability partner and they're asking you, did you eat sugar today? Did you drink wine today? What did you do? You're going to tell them and they're going to be like, oh, wow, I thought we were like in this, guys. I thought we were like going on it. Or they're going to say, did you make Christmas cookies? And you're like, well, I did make them. How many did you eat? 19. Right? 19. Like you're going to tell them because they are going to hold you accountable and do the same for them. With working out, accountability partnerships and group fitness works. The psychology behind missing out on something you've said yes to and being embarrassed in front of others is that you will never the statistic is actually 92% of the time, you will never put yourself in that position. You won't, it's not even that like you'll do it over and over. You'll never put yourself in a position where you miss out on an opportunity to show up for somebody else and for yourself and perform, right? It's really a performance act. We show up for a group fitness. So some healthy habits and ways to get yourself moving. So I'm going to make oil suggestions through this, but what I really want you to do is you're going to substitute an oil. Like when I say RC, it could be Raven or it could be Breathe Again. Does that make sense? So we're really talking like body system, what I prefer to use, the citrus, it might be different than you, but let's say wake up time. Okay. When you first wake up, what you want to do to get yourself moving, you want to apply a healthy breathing oil. So I really like to alternate Raven, Breathe Again, and RC. I like all three of them, or any eucalyptus. I coat my entire chest with it and then actually coat the back of my neck where my sinuses drain. Here's the deal. If you're choosing not to work out, but you're choosing to try and lose weight, both go together. But here's the thing. If you want to shed pounds, you must have energy to do it. Literally, like emotional, physical energy. So let's get breathing. Let's get our lungs pumping. Let's get oxygen to those cells. Use a breathing oil. Then I want you to take peppermint. I want you to put a drop of it in a glass of water and drink it. I prefer the way I personally use my, in the US labeled Vitality peppermint is I like to dump it on my tongue, literally on my tongue. This is a personal, I'm licking it, right? It's a personal bottle. No one else needs that peppermint. So I love to use this. It helps me breathe, helps me wake up, get going. And then I add a Vitality drop of some sort into my water. I like orange and peppermint together. Like I mentioned peppermint. I like lemon. I like grapefruit. I love citrus fresh. There's so many different combinations you can do. And then I literally drink 24 ounces of water before, like we're talking like ground zero, y'all. Like I'm waking up 10 minutes and this is what I've done. I am physically chugging 24 ounces of water. Why? Why? Because I don't do it any other time of the day. I sip water all day. I don't sit and chug water the rest of the day. So for me to get my cells really functioning optimally, the best thing you can do, there's all kinds of theories, right? Room temperature water, warm water, lemon, cayenne pepper. Like, here's the thing. When it comes down to it, we're talking about volume of water to be able to get your body to a place where your cells are communicating optimally, you're shedding toxins, you are getting motivated for whatever fitness activity you're going to do, and your body will not release weight when you are dehydrated. It will hold on to every single piece of fat, sugar, and carbohydrate that you ingest. And that is because your body is trained with a sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and they freak out, and both, while you're sympathetic, goes into fight or flight mode. And what happens when you do that is your body freaks out and holds on to everything. So let's just think about that cycle. So let's start with healthy hydration. Best way to hydrate, flavor your water, use oils, because oils are going to eat away at the petrochemicals in your body. They're going to get rid of and digest any petrochemical byproduct, which is found in plastics, which is like BPA, which is like the coating on a receipt, or a plastic bottle, something that maybe you put we still use some plastic food storage containers. I mean, I'll tell you, we do, because I'm crazy and chop all the things and store all the leftovers. And there's like 70 containers in my refrigerator all the time, but they're never anything that I put a hot food or liquid into. I definitely don't cook in them, but I mean, I don't put anything hot in them. So that's a little tip for you. Why? Because what happens is a hot drink in some kind of container like that, the plastic is going to leach into it. Same thing if you heat them up too high, like in a dishwasher. Of course, we don't have a microwave. Hopefully none of you guys do. That's a totally different call. No judgment here, but we just want to do everything we can to get toxins out, because the healthiest people are people with the healthiest cells. People that you look at with low body fat percentages, I guarantee you 80, I didn't say 100, 80% of them are living a more toxin-free lifestyle. The other ones, I don't know where they are, their genetic disposition, but if you're on here and you are what we call skinny fat, where you're like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, thin, you are a whole different animal where I get confused by you. So I love you. I will help you and walk alongside you with oils that support that. But that's literally a different, right? If you're on here and that's you, don't be insulted by what I said. What I mean for you is you need to follow these exact steps and keep your calorie content high so you don't lose weight, but you transform your composition from fat and cholesterol and all of those fun things in your body to dense muscle fiber. So you can probably gain weight, right? Totally different call again, but let's keep going. So after that, I make sure that I prepare myself for success. And what I mean by that is supplements. Let's talk about it. Sulfurzyme. Y'all have everybody here. Actually, you know what? I think every market that we have people on our team, except for 2, have Sulfurzyme now. So Sulfurzyme is huge because your body with Sulfurzyme, it's going to increase cellular communication, because the key ingredients in here are MSM and the wolfberry powder. Wolfberry powder is made from the Ningxia wolfberry from the Ningxia province of China, known for the longevity and health. People in the Ningxia province of China, on average, live to 101 years old, and their disease rate is 20 years older of an age than the disease rate in the rest of the world on average, which means they get sicker later in life and they die probably not while being ill for very long at a much older age. Amazing. What do you think one of the reasons is? Anybody think? They walk constantly, and their BMI is in the low average range. Low average. I'm all for average if average is good, but in most cases, guys know that our averages don't always indicate health. A lot of times they're just randomized numbers. How many of y'all know your BMI? I'm not going to ask you to share, but how many of you actually know it? Yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting thing, because that is not ever how we want to indicate our rate of health. It's just a number, and it's just a number we can use sometimes to paint a little bit of a story in our journey. All right, so keep going. What I want to encourage the next part is your food matters, and the timing of your food matters. So you're taking your Sulfurzyme. Sorry, I should get my set. So I take my supplements. This is all preparing for my life, right? Even when I take a 5 a.m. workout class, I'm doing all these things, because I know consistency is key. If I want to live a lifestyle where I am showing consistent results, my input to my body and my mind must be consistent. What we feed ourselves on, we feast on. What we feed ourselves, we actually feast on it all day long. If I feed myself health and wellness in the morning, I feast my thoughts on that and I literally eat it. Like it is consuming me or I'm consuming it. It depends on how I look at it. So I take my Sulfurzyme in the morning. I take 3 in the morning and 3 at night. The dosage is only 3 per day. It's up to you. And the next thing I do is I take a supplement that everyone who has access to it will always want to take for healthy energy. That is Super B. It's methylated B. B is something we pee out every day. It does not get replenished by our bodies naturally unless we put it in. So I take that for sure. And then I probably about 95,000 other supplements that I won't go into right now. I'm going to take like 17 things first thing in the morning. And the next thing that we do for healthy weight maintenance and fitness, this could be a 5-hour long class. And in the US market, we apply it topically to our body in the areas in which we want to have CBD in our body. In most other parts of the world, they open the bottle of CBD and put the dropper of it into your mouth to ingest the CBD. CBD derives from a beautiful plant called the hemp plant. It is not actually the marijuana plant. They are cousins, but they are actually not that similar. In the CBD portion of this plant, which is really just one of 5 really main constituents, it is going to act as an anti-inflammatory substance. It's also going to act as something to be calming to the nervous system and soothing to internal organs in a way that it lubricates, which means it's going to be healthy and helpful with inflammation. It's going to help with the excretion process. How many of y'all know if you want to lose weight, you got to poop? Like you have to actually poop. Like that's kind of an important component in it. If you want to exercise, you probably need to be able to poop so you can like run or walk or do yoga and not feel like you're going to have an accident. Like these things are super important. So CBD is also going to help with restful sleep, with calming down the occasional anxiety. Actually is going to bind in your cell receptors in a powerful way to actually unlock a totally different system that is going to get you moving in the right direction to keep these changes, not just when you use that dropper for the first hour, but lasting, and it's going to build. So the average person needs 30 days to see a huge impact with using CBD. The other thing with CBD is there are a lot of studies, it's emerging research on its ability to help with recovery, to help with building back broken down muscle fibers. I'm trying to talk really generally. I hope that's helpful to building back broken down muscle fibers and to help with oxygenation and uptake and storage of proteins in your muscles once the fibers have been broken down. And that could be from you doing a really strenuous weight training workout, but that also could be, guys, any soreness you feel, any lactic acid that's putting up in your body. It might be okay to feel it, right? Like I'm like the burn, but really you want to help your body soothe and repair after that point. So similar to branched chain amino acids, which are all the rage in the fitness industry. And we have a product, I just think it's Canada and US that has those in it. It's called AminoWise, but everyone else, most of our markets have CBD. CBD is, again, emerging research that this is just as good for muscle repair and your ability to sustain a high impact on not just your muscles, but bones, joints, and that digestive tract that a lot of times inhibits people from a healthy workout routine. Again, if you're on here and you're like, I thought she was going to tell me how to lose 5 pounds. I am telling you to lose 5 pounds and keep the pounds off. It is a total lifestyle transformation. And it starts from that RC on your chest in the morning all the way until you hit your head on the pillow at night. And that's what I'm going to walk you through. If you don't like this style, that's okay. I will help you. I have some notes that are more protocol notes, but most people don't work well with protocols if they're not into investing overall into these big lifestyle changes. Protein. Let's talk about what you're eating. I'm not going to do a class on nutrition. I'm just going to say it up front. I don't eat a lot of animal products, like barely at all. And I really, really have to watch protein content. So if you're like me, it is not as fun of a conversation because I'm not like, let's add another chicken breast and 18 pieces of bacon tomorrow. Like I just won't do it. And then I figure it out later. So a high quality protein powder, didn't used to love them. I'm like a Whole Foods person, so it's very hard for me to say that. But yep, a high quality protein powder is going to be your best friend and when you are trying to stay full longer. Because if you want to eat food and stay full longer, the protein content, you're gonna need to eat like 2 8-ounce chicken breasts for a snack, or you can drink a protein drink. Like it's up to you for what you choose. But people who are trying to curb stress eating, it's usually a protein deficiency, and you can curb that sweet tooth by having maybe like some frozen strawberries into your shake, maybe adding some orange vitality. The whole thing is you can add Ningxia Red. So all of these things, I want you again, explore what would work for you, but keep a food diary for 7 days and you're going to hate it because I don't even like it. I'm like, ew. It's like, 4 handfuls of Vans gluten-free cracker. Like, you know what I mean? Like you write the stuff down that you eat in the middle of the day that you like, don't acknowledge. Maybe that's just you. I mean, just me. Does anybody else do that? I totally eat random food and I don't measure macros. I don't measure a lot of things. What I've learned from what I've done with leading people in Young Living is that most people have no idea what they eat. And no idea. They literally have no clue how many calories a day. They have no clue how many calories they burn. People think they burn 500 calories in their walk in the morning and think they eat 1,000 calories when really they ate 2,500 calories and burned 100. Like that's usually most people. And they think their heart rate is like healthy level. And like, no, usually in the day, the average person that lives a somewhat sedentary life, their heart rate average is only going to increase by 20 over resting. So 20 over resting heart rate, this is funny. Let's look right now. Let me turn on this. Minus 20 over resting heart rate now because I'm all fired up and excited. So lots of us, we need to get more fired up and excited sometimes. So in general, you want to make sure that you're getting in, for women, the minimum really is going to be 50 grams of protein. And again, you know your own body. I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you, for what I've seen with sustainable weight loss, you want to have enough protein that your body is feeling satiated. You can do the same thing with fats, but be careful about that. If you're not used to eating a high fat diet and you start like eating scoops of protein, eating scoops of coconut oil, like you're probably not going to like the way you feel, honestly, because your digestive tract, your gut, you got to add in little by little. And I can help you one-on-one if you want resources. Because again, not my, I don't want to advise people too directly on that. Just want to tell you that is a key. So we do have several protein powders with Young Living that have this in it. And the key ingredient, again, is low sugar, high protein, and making sure it's something you can tolerate. It's fine to do a half a scoop or 1 scoop, depending on the dosage of any protein powder. You want to make sure it's free of nasty things like any synthetic fun animal proteins. You don't want to have those in it. You want to make sure there's no trans fat, no added sugars, of course. You want to make sure it supports ATP production, which is helpful for muscle recovery. And you want to make sure it has amino acids in it so that when you're taking our Essentialzyme, Life 9, your gut is healthy and clear and not really full of poop. I'm just going to keep talking about poop until somebody laughs at me because I just think it's hilarious to think about how we're full of it. Here comes the fun testimonial number 1. My mom, when she started using oils, she is not a very, maybe I should paint a picture of her. She's very short. She's 4'10". She's never over 120 pounds, but she's very she's like petite, small boned and shorter. And she lost 7 pounds in the first month of using oils by just like diffusing, putting them in water. And that's where I started being like, oh my gosh. And I had several friends, the more unhealthy they were and the more, just saying that for real, the more toxin exposure, the more they lost weight. So like my mom didn't use anything. She's not unhealthy with her food necessarily, but like her home was full of toxic products. So her cells were coated all around the cell receptors with petrochemical products, with all kinds of things that were inhibiting cellular communication and were making her hold on and retain, wait for it, because it's not fat, guys. She was retaining toxins inside of her cells, which causes inflammation, which causes edema. And then guess what? She started using oils, felt great, drank more water, smelled all the time, inhaling them, got them in her brain, and she just lost weight. And that happens. That happens. It's like a super cool side effect without really trying, just being intentional with using your oils. So I want to encourage you. That is the first step. Use your oils, get healthy, move your body, and then we can keep building from there. So that was one thing I wanted to share because it really wasn't, when I say accidental, the better word's probably unintentional. So Ningxia Red. I feel like a lot of you guys watching know about Ningxia Red, but the reason it is powerful for an athlete and powerful for someone going through a weight loss journey is that it's nutrient rich. It also has a really high protein content for a fruit, and it helps you maintain healthy cellular function. And it's going to be really great for healthy blood sugar levels. Come on, somebody. How many of y'all like some sugar? I do. How many of y'all have problems with sugar? I don't, but I have a lot of family and friends that do, and they will use this to sustain healthy blood sugar levels and also have something that actually tastes sweet, but is going to be supportive of their condition, supportive of their journey. It's great too for eye health. It's great for lowering those numbers that you don't want. You go to the doctor. It's pretty magical. I wouldn't be without it. I use this before every one of my long runs and daily to help with fatigue and recovery when we talk about the fitness part of this journey. There are two supplements called BLM and Agiles. If those are available to you in your market, I would suggest you snag them as soon as possible because they'll support bones, ligaments, muscles, and the Agiles will do the same. Plus, it has frankincense resin powder. So now I'm going to go through and just show you the oils, kind of tell you what they're for. And again, there are protocols that I can share when it's less of a general audience. We'll turn off the recording that if you have access to, you can grab them. But this is general. Energy. Why is energy important? Energy is important for adrenal function and our ability to process toxins and motivate our right brain. So energy every day goes over my adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are located right under your kidneys. So like in the middle of your back. If you're a man, you don't wear a bra, you're an amazing person. But if you're a woman and you have on a bra, you reach around your bra strap and right under that, you can probably take this. I have a roller top on my one upstairs. I roll it on there every day. Great for brain function too. I roll it on my big toe too. It partners well with Endoflex. Endoflex, I would say, is a borderline like this oil and a hormonal oil. So this is something that before I work out every day, this is in my I got up, took my supplements, go back upstairs, and I apply my energy, Endoflex, brush my teeth. I'm just oversharing because people want to know practical tips, right? I mean, most of y'all want to know how people actually do this stuff, not just this magical order it and it applies itself. I do it over my thyroid and I actually love the way it smells. So sometimes I'll even do it on my wrist. I love the way Endoflex smells. It has nutmeg in it. It has myrtle. It has tons of endocrine supportive specifically for your thyroid. If you're someone that has issues, if anybody on here has this, I think it'd be awesome if you would chime in the chat. If you have thyroid levels in which you are not keeping on weight and you're not sleeping and you have headaches and some dryness, this oil is usually enough to support your body in that journey without needing anything further. If you have a sluggish metabolism, you're extra tired, you're experiencing mood symptoms, low libido, and you're that side of it, we have some other things that we would suggest too. But really just for normal, healthy, everyday people who are trying to stay fit, healthy, I love Endoflex and I recommend it to every woman. There isn't an age in which I recommend starting. I actually apply it to my kids. I do it on their backs over their adrenals. Probably about 2 or 3 when they don't have I use 80,000 oils on them. So it's a little bit burny if they're a baby. The next one I want to mention is Copaiba. How many of y'all have Copaiba? No? I love that no one is looking at me today. All the videos. I'm gonna stare at the videos until someone answers if they have it too. There we go. Christy said, I love Copaiba. So Copaiba is highly anti-inflammatory. Again, gut health is linked directly to our ability to shed pounds. So if your gut is inflamed, you're not going to be able to get rid of toxins or fat, actually, because your fat, when you lose weight, your digestive tract is actually helping you shed that weight, even if you're not feeling like you're just pooping. This is great. You may not feel like you're pooping it out, and you're not necessarily, but your body has to release it, and it does go somewhere through an excretion process, through your liver, through your gut, or reabsorption and transformation back into something else through your bloodstream. So Copaiba, a capsule every day, especially if you're new to working out and you have soreness. So use that Sulfurzyme, you're going to use CBD, and you're going to really want to use Copaiba. A capsule of this for me in recovery, especially workout recovery, is huge. It's also a huge one for helping you with satiation, like after eating. And it really is it is the most anti-inflammatory substance on earth. So you think about how powerful that'll be in your body. So I use that one mostly in capsules. And then for a belly roller for shedding some belly fat. So you can make your own version of Cellulite Magic, which is our cellulite oil, which you should watch the recording of our lymphatic call last night. I mean, that is basically, we talked about weight loss in that a lot because we talked about lymphatic system and how you want to get rid of cellulite through external mechanisms. And if you've never heard of that, we're talking about I can never say it right, like a Gusha stone, dry brushing, really using a lot of different types of massage on your self-massage to help your body release from the fascia, really the fat it's holding on to, which creates things like inflammation on the skin surface and cellulite. So I, every single day, use a flat belly roller. And if all of y'all in here can just laugh at me, I know I'm not just being real. When I say flat belly roller, I just like my belly to look tight. Okay. So if that's not you and you're judging me, that's okay. You might be like, Ashley, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. And I'm like, if you want your belly tight, I know whenever I teach classes like this, I'm aware that we all are different places. So when I say flat belly roller, I'm talking, I learned this from someone that lost 60 pounds. So this is not just a random thing. And the key ingredient, and I know, please, if you can't get it, that's okay, but I want you to know it. So we're talking a lot of grapefruit. Grapefruit will shed that fat like nothing else. Grapefruit, lemon, and this little baby. So there's lots of different versions of it. I'll share a screenshot, but lead them. So if I'm ever going to come visit you, you want me to bring like 50 bottles, that's fine, because, well, it's never in stock. I shouldn't say that, but it's a pretty expensive oil, but it's known for petrochemical weight loss, which is getting rid of those actual toxins in your body to help you release weight. So I love the protocol, but again, as you can tell from this class, I love fitness. So everyone on here, I will be happy if you're like, I didn't need to use any product but Vitality Oil. I lost 10 pounds. I started moving every day. That's awesome. Like, let's get healthy together so we can spread this to every single home in the world. And like, realize also we don't have a magic fix or a magic pill, but we're doing this as part of a lifestyle. So that flat kind of belly roller, rosemary is a great one in there too. So you could, again, think about what I'm saying. You can mix your own mixture if you don't have some of the components. Rosemary, peppermint, but you have to, it has to be grapefruit, lemon as key ingredients. And if you want it to feel like burning, not like hot, like too bad, but I mean, don't y'all mostly associate tightness with like a feeling of kind of heat? Yeah, I mean, I do. So like you could add peppermint, you could just do lemon, peppermint, and grapefruit. And then you could also make capsules, which are, guys, they are the weight loss capsules. Citrus. We're just talking some citrus oils and some peppermint. Citrus Fresh can be in there as well. I actually think, Annalie, you're going to share all the capsules, right? Yeah. So I'll let her do that more in detail, but I want to make sure I'm giving some actual information. I just want to encourage you with recovery and friction and maybe some funky stuff you have when you're trying to learn to work out at first. If you have blisters, coconut oil, lavender, frankincense, purification is great if things stink. It's also great if you get an actual injury, like if you have some toe funk or a scrape, or maybe you even are someone that you're like, I'm worried about how I smell. Okay, use some purification, call it a day. You'll be just fine. And do all of this in advance. That's what my biggest encouragement. Do it in advance so you can stay hydrated and healthy. Okay, I'm gonna let you share. See, I said I was gonna talk a lot. It's like 35 minutes straight of me just talking. Sorry. All right, Annalie, she's gonna share probably some actual testimonials that aren't as scattered as me. So be ready to take some notes.
Hello, everybody. Okay, it's just my testimonial and what my experience has been with this, because I am actually a board-certified holistic health counselor. So I was continually coaching others in their health journeys, including weight loss, and with really great success. And I know all about bio-individuality and how one person's meat is another person's poison, and different things work for different people. So I tried many different ways. I taught others how to shed a few pounds, but then every time I'd try something new, I'd shed a little bit and then I'd plateau and then it would come back. And it was this constant loop, and it's so frustrating because I'm teaching others and helping them and they're doing well, and it's somehow not working for me. So I went gluten-free. Great. Small amount of progress, definitely felt better. But then I'd plateau. So then I tried paleo. Felt great, enjoyed the fun recipes and the baking, but again, no permanent success. Okay, super frustrating. Then I realized that actually my body did better if I went grain-free. Instead of just gluten-free, I had to go grain-free. Okay, it's a big inflammatory response, especially for my body. It seemed to not like it. Okay, so definitely lost quite a bit of weight, felt the best that I had so far when I'd taken out grains. Again, as Ashley said, this is not necessarily the case for everyone, but for my body type, I'm telling you what worked for me. So hopefully you don't have to go through as many things as me, but I realized that grain-free was best for my body. But again, lost some, plateaued, frustrated. I'm doing all the right things. I'm, doing the things and I'm not getting the results. So by about February last year, I gave into a tugging that I'd had for a while. And I couldn't say that I had tried everything. If I hadn't, I'd heard a whole bunch of people talking about how they'd had success with keto, and I hadn't tried it yet. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. So I realized that this was a lifestyle that my body seemed to do well with, and it was the best that I had felt. So for me, that worked. And I'm not talking, I know there's different versions of keto. There's like the junk food keto, and then there's the like, just eat meat keto. No, I'm talking about whole, real foods, veggies, a bit of protein, healthy fats, that kind of thing. So for me, my body did really, really well with that. I felt the best I've ever felt. And it just seemed to mesh well with my body type. So yeah, for a few years, I've been going to a person who does body assessments. So they test your body fat percentage and your muscle mass. And so from keto, I had initially lost around 3 kilograms, about 7 pounds of fat, which I know is quite gross if you think of like 3 kilograms or 7 pounds. Like if you picture that, that's really gross. And it was really embarrassing for me to say that. So at least I was heading in the right direction. But guess what? It started to slow down dramatically. And on April 30th last year, with the time zones, it was already May 1st for me. I placed an order to become a Young Living member. Yep, you've all been there because that's why you're here. You get the joy of that. So when my kit arrived, I had my diffuser going 24/7. I was adding lemon oil and peppermint oil to my water every morning before my cup of coffee. So I'd have a giant, not quite as big as Ashley's water, but goals. So I'd have a big thing of water. I'd add my lemon and peppermint vitality to it, drink that up, and then I'd have my coffee and start my little morning ritual and all of that. So I had my diffuser going 24/7, like I said, and then I was rolling various oils on throughout different weeks. So it was different ones all the time, but also I was having Ningxia Nitro before my workouts. We don't get that here in South Africa at the moment. So I like that, to me is like a treat. So I have my emergency stash of a few boxes of that is like for when I really, really need it. So yeah, through the day I was diffusing 24/7. I was putting on different oils. I was having my Ningxia Nitro before my workouts. And then I was also adding the fitness oil, but I believe that's been discontinued. But I got a bunch. Like it's probably discontinued because I bought them all and put them on my shelf because I really liked that. But so that's fitness, and also NRG that Ashley was talking about. So I was adding those before my workout. So they're actually showing it.
I'm ready.
Okay, go wait upstairs. I'll be there in a minute.
Could I just make my bracelet? I haven't made it yet.
Okay, go. She wants to make a diffuser bracelet now. So sorry, we had people here doing that earlier. So yeah, that's what I would do every time. And it's almost like a Pavlov type thing where you smell it, you know that you're about to walk into the gym or whatever it is, and you're going to do this workout. So you associate that scent almost with, I'm about to rock this. And so that's what I would kind of do. I would do my Ningxia Nitro, my fitness, my NRG, and then I put some Breathe Again or RC or Raven on my chest before the workouts as well. So that was really great for me. So I was doing CrossFit 5 days a week. And anyway, so what happened is I ended up, okay, wait, before I even get to that. So something that I want to touch on that Ashley said is toxins are usually stored in your fat cells. Okay, so if you are using these toxic cleaners, or you're using, shampoos and conditioners or makeups or whatever that are full of junk, guess where it's going in your body? Okay, not good. So having the diffusers going, all of that, all those different things are going to help to curb those issues. The other thing is sleep. Can I get an amen for sleep, guys? Okay. According to my trusty tracking little watches, I was getting between 13 to 23 minutes of deep sleep per night. Okay. I would wake up, I could sleep for 10 hours and I would still wake up feeling exhausted. And guess what? That's crap for your adrenals. Your body does not function correctly. You don't have that energy. You don't have what you need for your body to function in the way it needs to do what it needs to do to maintain that level of homeostasis that Ashley was talking about. So, in using oils, I was using specific ones to help with sleep. And within a week or two of using those, my deep sleep went up to an hour and a half, and then added a couple more oils and went up to 2.5 hours of deep sleep per night, which is the above average required. So, and in pregnancy, it was 3.5 hours. So that was like so much better. It makes such a difference getting enough rest. So the other thing that I want to say is I was using the Cellulite Magic as well. Love that stuff.
Not again.
She just dropped her beads, sorry. And like Ashley was saying, being prepared the night before, or 5 minutes before, or whatever it is, if you have a time that you're going. For me, I was going in the morning because otherwise I'd come up with excuses later in the day about why I shouldn't go to CrossFit. Okay. So for me, I would put my clothes out the night before, so that when I'd get up in the morning, before I even go I would put on my clothes, my CrossFit clothes, and then go into the bathroom, and have that done before, so that my body knows that that's what's coming next. Other things that are really great is, greens are great for oxygenation. So if you're getting your multigreens in, that's going to help for oxygenating your cells. That's going to help you to get that, that oxygen to your muscles, to get them that energy to work. Okay. The other thing is probiotics. As Ashley said, your system needs to be working efficiently to be able to assimilate food, to absorb those nutrients, to do their thing. So a great quality probiotic is really important to keep that gut in place, because that also affects brain health. That's a whole other topic for another day, but that's all going to come into play. Healthy gut, healthy brain, healthy mindset, it all works together. I like what Ashley was saying about curbing cravings for sweet things, for example, or for like a higher carb things that you're just like, ugh. So Ningxia popsicles are a great one for desserts. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I really love making those. We just do Ningxia with coconut milk, and then we add in a bit of orange vitality, and then maybe some coconut water or orange juice, some people do, and then blend that up, or just stir it. Actually, I literally just stir it with a spoon. It doesn't have to be a blender or something fancy. Your spoon will do. And then we just put it into a little Zoku popsicle mold, so it's a little one. So that's a really great one. And then also peppermint is known for helping with that as well. I remember I tried doing Whole30 a few years back, and at that stage I found myself going for chocolate every night, just like little bits of chocolate. And I was like, how am I going to do this if I'm on Whole30 and I can't do that? And I remember getting a peppermint licorice tea, and it totally hit the spot, and it totally just like took away that craving. It was sweet enough with no sweetening added that it would curb that.
That's the only thing I can ever have in my life.
Thank you. There you go. She loves it too. So peppermint is really great for curbing that sweet craving. So that's really great. So anyway, all that to say, lo and behold, I found my missing piece in all of this. Okay. What I'd been trying all that time was lovely. It was great, but it was missing something, which I didn't know what it was. And now I know it was support of Young Living products. Okay. So I was then down 8 kilograms of fat. Okay, that's around 18 pounds of fat. This was about 5 months. Okay, I'm just saying. Gross. And that's just not the amount on the scale. That was the amount of body fat as calculated by the assessment. So they were doing the tests. They would like actually testing my body fat percentage and kilograms of fat in my body versus kilograms of muscle mass. So my muscle mass also went up. Gosh, it must have been at least 2 kilograms, I think, or 5 pounds-ish. So that had also increased. And I was feeling amazing. I was smashing my workouts. I was feeling good. And usually I'm not a person who likes exercise. Let me throw that out there. I am not, okay, my husband will do a workout and he'll feel amazing afterwards. And he's like, this is what my body's supposed to do. I can conquer the world. I'm like, I do it so that I'm not a whale. I'm just saying that's my reason for it. Okay. And because I teach people that they should do it and that, you know, like I need to lead by example and do it. And I know my body needs it. Okay. So I was actually feeling good. I was actually having energy. It was a very, very new thing for me to feel that way. So it wasn't just my body fat percentage, it was also so many inches overall, and nothing else had changed. Okay, so the only thing that had changed and that made a difference was adding these different Young Living products to my life. And that sounds so cheesy saying it that way, but what I'm saying is that, you know, I'd been trying all the things and doing all the things, but that's what made the significant difference for me. I'm sure those numbers would have continued to improve, but then I fell pregnant. So that's a story for another day, because that's like a whole other testimonial. But yeah, so that's just basically what I wanted to share, what my experience has been with adding those things in for healthy weight support. So yeah, that's me for now. Ashley, do you want to add anything else?
Nope, I just hope this helps you all and you've taken some notes and can add to your orders and really make this change in your lifestyle so that you feel not just confident in the skin you're in, but you love and appreciate it because you're taking good care of it. Because that is a totally different thing, right? Knowing we're taking care of ourselves and knowing we look good are actually two different things. So I know for all of you, I want you to look good on the outside because of what's coming from the inside with your confidence and also your care and your love for your body. So let's go ahead and we're going to stop the recording and we'll do 5 minutes of any questions you have.